Hello, YouTube. I'll speak today again about Chud, the white-eyed one, the race that went to live in the subterranean worlds. I collected more information about this mysterious race. And actually, you can see a lot in the playlists that I'm listing in the description to this video. According to the legends of the north of Russia, the Chud people went below ground more than 1,000 years ago. However, until now, in Karelia and in the Urals, one can hear eyewitness accounts of meetings with representatives of this race, of this tribe, of this mysterious civilization. Call it what you want. Of course, the Chud existed and subsequently vanished. However, the exact location of its disappearance or their disappearance remains unknown. Ancient legends claim that they went below ground. Interestingly, there is even a mention of the Chud in Nestor's Tale of Bygone Years, the famous old chronicles of Russia. And it says this: the Varangians from overseas imposed tribute on the Chud, Slovenes, Meria, and Krivichi. It is also known from the chronicles that in the year 1030, Russian Prince Yaroslav the Wise made a campaign against the Chud and defeated them, founding the city of Yuryov, which today it's one of the largest cities in modern Estonia, according to the Russians, called Tartu. At the same time, there are many toponymic names on the territory of Russia that remind of the mysterious people who once lived there, although the people themselves are no longer there, as if they never existed. Most researchers, ethnographers, and historians agree that these beings bore a strong resemblance to European dwarfs. Before the arrival of the ancestors of the Slavs and the Finno-Ugric people on the territory of Russia, they lived there. I'm talking about this vanished race, the Chud. It also had other names. In modern Ural mountains, there are still legends about unexpected human helpers, or those who help the humans. Short creatures with white eyes who appear out of nowhere and help lost travelers in the forest of the Perm region. If we summarize all these legends, it turns out that the Chud went down into the dugouts that they themselves dug into the ground, and then they shut off all the entrances. However, these dugouts could be entrances to caves. It follows from this that this mythical race hid in the underground caves. However, they probably failed to completely detach themselves from the outside world. For example, according to the stories of researchers and hunters, in the north of the Komi-Permyak district, in the Gain area, it is still possible to find unusual wells that are filled with water. Locals believe that these wells lead to the underworld and are the remains, so to say, of ancient people, that ancient people created them. Locals never take water from these wells. The exact location of these wells is unknown, but there are many accounts of similar places in the north of Russia or in the Urals. It is interesting to note that the Komi and Sami epics tell the same story about how the little people went to live in the dungeons. According to ancient legends, the Chud went to live in the earthen pits in the forest. To hide from the forced baptism of these places, they rejected Christianity. To this day, in the north of the country and in the Urals, there are still earthen hills and mounds, known as the Chud graves, which supposedly contain the enchanted treasure of the Chud. Russian philosopher, explorer, writer, and traveler Nicholas Roerich had tremendous interest in the Chud legends. In his book, The Heart of Asia, he describes a case where an old believer, and he was referring to Russian religious Christian descendants, showed him a hill of stones, stating, "The Chud disappeared here." This happened when the white Tsar, or king, came to Altai, but the Chud did not want to live under his rule. They went below ground and blocked the passages with stones. However, as Roerich states in his book, the Chud should return to earth when the teachers from Belavodia come and bring great science for humanity. The old believer was referring to Shambhala, that's the Russian term for Belavodia, and I've described it in my videos quite extensively. I think you will find it interesting. Then, according to legend, Chud will come out of the dungeons with all their treasures. The great traveler even created a painting called Chud Went Below Ground, dedicating to this legend. Are there real monuments left by nature that you can touch with your own hands? One of such famous monuments is Mount Sekirnaya, also known as Chudova Mountain, in the Solovetsky archipelago. And you can find more information about it too when you watch my videos about the Russian North and its mysteries. Its existence is amazing in itself because the glacier penetrating these places has leveled all the irregularities of the landscape, and there can be no big mountains in that area. Therefore, the 100-meter Chudova Mountain looks on this surface like an obviously man-made object of ancient civilization. And in the beginning of the 21st century, scientists who studied this mountain confirmed that it was partly of glacial origin and partly artificial. The large boulders that make up this mountain are not arranged randomly, but in a certain order. Also, I read that once there was a summer guide on a cruise ship who was also an ethnographer, and he told a fascinating story about his experience. In the year 2012, during one of the trips along the Kem-Solovki itinerary, he and his group of tourists passed by the island of Kuzova in the archipelago. The ship was close to the shore, and all the people enjoyed the view of the picturesque cliffs with pleasure. At this time, the guide told them stories about mysterious encounters with a mythical creature called Chud Sikirtya. Suddenly, one of the tourists screamed loudly and pointed to the shore. The entire group instantly turned their heads in the direction of the rock that the woman was pointing to. This moment lasted only a few seconds, but the tourists managed to notice how a huge stone door, measuring about 3 meters high and 1.5 meters wide, closed in the rock, hiding the silhouette of a small creature behind it. This apparently was the first case of mass surveillance of the entrance to the Chud dungeons, and probably by modern people. I'm sure the older one, more ancient people had seen quite a lot. Look, I'll bring more information about the Chud when I receive it. This mystery will be solved one day, but I have to tell you something. From my experiences too, there are tremendously interesting cases about secret tunnels and underground realms in Eurasia. But not only there. I've been to other countries doing field research when I could, and I've heard stories. I've talked to people. You can say eyewitnesses too. And the city where I was born, in Kiev, Ukraine, you can see more in my videos about the tunnels in the city. But I have to tell you, when I was a kid in Kiev, even then we knew about the tunnels, and we tried to get into some, by the way. And they were interesting experiences because not everybody came out from those tunnels, those who went to search. And it's not only because of anything paranormal, but because of the abandoned weapons there and mines and other things. And I know that I attended school number 100. It's like high school and junior high school, everything mixed together in one school. That was the Soviet experience. Anyway, not far from our school, there was an entrance. We knew to those secret tunnels, and they went under the churches. Most of them were not functioning. The communists turned them into storages and other places. And my friends also tried to get there. Kiev has so many tunnels, and like I said, I have a very interesting video about it. You can find it, but it's only one part of the Soviet Union. And in today's world, there are independent countries which I'm sure can boast a lot about the secret tunnels under their soil. And then there is Mongolia, which Roerich also knew quite a lot about it. And Mongolia with its secrets and reportedly underground realms and the mountains, the Ural Mountains and so forth. So you can see a lot in my channel, and I'll keep going, keep doing this research. And if you can help me with my research, please do so. You'll find the links on how to do it in description to this channel. And there will be more videos on the subject. So please like my videos and please tell others about my work. Thank you for your attention to my work.